Hey everybody, welcome. This is Tuesday morning's devotion, and I welcome you to it. We're looking in the book of Mark right now, that great book, the story of Jesus' life, and we're into chapter 10. And the beginning of the chapter begins with the scribes and the Pharisees wanting to test Jesus on the issue of marriage. Now, Jesus never loses an opportunity to speak into particular subjects, this being one. And they came to him with questions all about divorce, but really at the end of the day, Jesus affirmed a great thing. He said at the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. He said, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate. You know, it's a wonderful thought, this issue of marriage, and I guess we could do a whole series on it. Maybe we could continue this. But the issue of marriage is a beautiful one, because the first thing we know about it is it was obviously God's idea. He's talking about way back in the beginning, and God said that man should not be alone. They need one another. And a man and a woman is God's plan for what marriage should look like. And when God uses this, as he says, this is the foundation of family, this is the foundation of culture, is found in the beauty of two becoming one. Now, the interesting thing is that those two are still individually responsible to God for their own salvation and for their own behavior. But the two becoming one is a beautiful picture of God's plan of exponential power. There's a verse in the Old Testament that talks about that one can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000 to flight. Isn't that a beautiful thought? That two can put two, because it's not addition. If it was up to us, that in mass of today, we'd say two could put 2,000 to flight. But because of the exponential power of two can put 10,000 to flight. And this is God's plan for us. Now, just because people get married, that's one thing, because one with God can make two, and you can be exponentially used of God at the same time. So the ideal of marriage is the ideal that says man and woman should find one another, be committed to one another, become, as it were, one flesh, and watch what God will do. Now, when we look at this, we see so many different parallels of it. We see it's only good that two be better one than one, and two could only be better than one when they're both going in the same direction. Can you imagine two oxen pulling a yoke and a plow behind them, and the one says, hey, I want to go this way, and the other one says, I want to go this way, and it's just conflict, and it's just my way and this way and that way, and then this poor plow is not doing any work, and they're in a lot of trouble. I don't know, but I see marriages like that today, where he has his vision, his dreams, and his goals, and she has hers, and it's not long before they begin to part and move into separate directions. It's not meant to be like that. And then we look at the beauty of in nature. We see two becoming one, and we're seeing the growth that happens from that kind of thing. They've got to be going in the same direction. They've got to also have the same purpose. They've got to have the same vision. They've got to have the same goals. Ultimately, even though they are still individuals, married people have got to have a common goal. And if they can get that one thing right and share the commonality of what it means to be a follower of Jesus, and both of them do that, both of them say, man, the highest value to me is to be a believer and to follow the ways of Christ. And when he does it, when she does it, and it's like a triangle, like we've said before, when that ideal and God is at the top of the triangle, and the two of you on each corner of the triangle are moving up towards the apex where God is, the distance between the two of you gets closer and closer and closer. We don't, people, get closer and closer together by trying to fix the distance between us. It's too complicated, and I'm going to tell you, it's unlikely you're going to make that successful. But when the two of you join together towards that which is of ultimate significance, watch what happens to the relationship between the two of you. That verse in Ecclesiastes 4 where it says 2 is better than 1, but 3 is better than 2. You see, God says there's a third party that needs to be added to a marriage, and you all know that the only legitimate third party to any marriage is God. And when He is added, 1 is great, 2 is better, but with God being the third party in that union, oh my word, what a difference that can make. So maybe today you're looking at your marriage and saying, man, we need to do better than this. Don't try and fix all the little things. You said this and you did that, and no, you're not going to fix that stuff. Just find a common direction in Jesus. Fulfill His purpose and His ways for your life, and watch what happens. A whole bunch of things become easier to do, and a whole bunch of other things become completely unnecessary. Maybe sometime in the future we'll do a little series, a mini series on what marriage should look like, and we'll use this as the foundation for that. But guys, you have a great day. If you're single, embrace it, man, embrace it, because it comes with a whole bunch of other benefits. But if you're married, what a blessing that could be. I hope you find that. Bye.